Sorry about that. So, if you're interested, gosh, look at all this stuff. And this is long. Look at all this stuff. Omar Khayyam, the Rubaiyat. Wow. I mean, this is amazing. Turkish interruption, culture, the Ottomans, all of Constantinople. Eulogy of Istanbul. Wow. There's so much history out there. Doesn't it seem like history has just been going on for thousands of years?
Why couldn't I have had this when I was
I
in
know.
junior high school?
And you know
to
what?
look this stuff up?
How many young people today are reading all of this?
Yeah.
None that I know of. And yet, they could.
So
A
what do
visit
they-
to the wife of Suleiman the Magnificent. Translated from a Genoese letter of 1550. Are you reading this?
Not now.
It was.
Well, I don't think you want to wait for me to read that. I read very slowly.
Well, you get the idea. I mean, we even get a whole section here on women. Lesbian love in a Turkish bath. 1560. Well, you get the idea. While we were sitting with the Prophet, anyone who's acquainted with the work of the Imam, etc. So, I have all these links, and an awful lot of them no longer work, especially to YouTube videos for some reason. Whenever someone posts a copyrighted material on YouTube, somebody turns it off. That's so unfair. So, you can't go watch the movie as far as I know. But you can listen to Richard the Lionheart's music. Oh, no you can't. Same reason. But this is gone. Yep, see that's gone. How about this? No, that's gone. You can listen to I'm sure though that you can go on and search for it and you'll find all this stuff. Because what I've discovered is that when somebody takes down something that somebody wants on the internet, they put it up somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you can find it
Facebook
just
and all
about
that.
as fast. It's just, you have to, instead of clicking on a link you've kept, you have to find the new link where it
And
goes.
sometimes you get it whether you want it or not.
Commercials, you know. Although sometimes those commercials are the best.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some, I have some absolute favorite commercials out there, like this one, for example.
Well, you know, when you've seen that thing where it says only 3 out of 10 can find this, and it's a picture of snails, and there's one VW bug.
You seen this one? This is Volkswagen. Terrorist. It's going to blow up the cafe.
That was
Wow.
not good.
Sorry.
It was funny, but wrong in so many ways.
That's part of what made it funny.
Who says the Germans don't have a sense of humor?
Yeah.
But so you could look up things like Richard the Lionheart. He was a musician. He's French. I mean, Richard the Lionheart. You think, wait a minute, he's the king of the English, right? But they're Norman,
Nope.
and the Normans were French. So his songs, which you can look up, even though for some reason they're not there, I can look them up and say, well, I didn't want songs of him. So, yeah, so this is music written by Richard the Lion. And that's the Third Crusade. The one that Saladin was the enemy. And one of Saladin's advisors was Moses ben Maimon. So, Moses ben Maimon, also known as Maimonides, they also have a tradition of referring to him as Rambam, which refers to him as Rabbi Moses ben Maimon. Rambam was originally from Spain. But when the Christians took Spain back, thanks to El Cid's work, which great movie as a kid I saw Charlton Heston play as El Cid. But the Christians didn't like the Jews and forced them to convert. And even if you did convert, they still treated you rotten, if not killed you. So a lot of the Jews left once the Christians took Spain, and so they went into Africa and followed along. Moses ben Maimon's father and his brothers went, and Moses was the only one that survived long enough to end up getting a full education, became a counselor for Saladin, a doctor, famous. Everybody came to him. It was like in the one biography of him, everyone's like lined up at his door. So that's kind of amazing. And he's a philosopher, and in fact the Jewish people, whatever scholars, think of him as the greatest Jewish philosopher that's ever lived. They also have a saying, from Moses to Moses there was no one like Moses, and they mean from Moses, the one with the Ten Commandments, to Moses ben Maimon, there was no one like Moses. And he gives us an interpretation of Judaism that blends with Aristotelian philosophy. So that's kind of significant. So he has, remember, Aristotle's works were lost in the West. He has copies of Aristotle's works, including translations, and he passes those on to the monks that are Richard the Lionhearts, that are negotiating with Saladin for passage to Jerusalem, etc. Right? They bring these works